Good evening. What a wonderful day and exciting time for all of us here this evening. My name is Sue Vanderwood, and I have the honor of being the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences at Colorado State University. You all are going to get tired clapping if you clap already. On behalf of Colorado State University and the college, I want to welcome everyone to tonight's hooding ceremony. This is my first hooding ceremony as dean, and I'm very excited to participate in this role during this momentous event for the 148 students graduating from our DVM program this year. Okay, now we should clap. I want to thank all the faculty and staff that helped organize tonight's ceremony to make it a smooth and memorable event, and especially Deb Litak for her attention and care to all the details, including making a very large font script for me to read. The hood that the graduates will don tonight represents the highest degree a university can bestow. The students have elected to separate tonight's hooding from commencement as a way to include family and friends in this important milestone. I've had the pleasure of participating in the hooding ceremony before as an audience member, a faculty bestowing awards, and a few times in the honorific position of placing a hood over a graduate's shoulders. These are fantastic memories for me, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's festivities. We will also be presenting many special awards to students and faculty to honor these personal achievements convened in this special community. Let me start by introducing those on the platform with me tonight who will help with the hooding ceremony. Please stand as I say your name. I guess you're already standing. Maybe I should have told everybody to sit down. I don't know. Okay, everybody, please sit down. That wasn't in my script, of course. No wonder you all were laughing. Okay, now, when I introduce the platform party, they will stand up. Please stand up when I say your name, and then I'll have you sit down again. Dr. Melinda Fry, Associate Dean, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine Program. Dr. Gary Mason, Professor of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology. Dr. Molly Murphy, University of Alaska Fairbanks, Director of Veterinary Service, Student in Academic Affairs. Dr. Nina Hansen, University of Alaska Fairbanks, Assistant Professor and Department Chair, Department of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Dean Hendrickson, Professor of Department of Clinical Sciences. Dr. Naomi Hoyer, Assistant Professor, Department of Clinical Sciences. And also expert at adorning these regalia. She helped all of us get dressed. Dr. Anna Fales, Associate Professor, Department of Biomedical Sciences. And Dr. Allison Mindell, Assistant Professor, Department of Clinical Sciences. Okay, thank you, platform participants. You may now be seated. Good job. It is now time to hood our graduates. Dr. Anna Fales will read the graduates' names. As your name is read, please proceed across to the center of the stage where you will kneel and be hooded by a faculty member and a chosen member of your family or friends.
Kelly Anders. Frances Elaine Angel. Dakota Jesse Ansip. Brady Austin. Caitlin Badur. Madison Barton. Randall B. Neolani Benedict. Nicole Elizabeth Blehe Winky. Paige Bodner. Cassidy Bouse Eaton. Claire Breitschoff. Hannah Brown. Christina Brumley. Margaret Busha. Aaron Cahill. Clarissa Carver. Melissa Memory Kromick. Melissa Clark. Taylor Cohen. Emily Cornwell. Sarah Cohen. Stephen Richard Crandall. Kylie Cunningham. Caitlin Diamond. Ryan DeKay. Alyssa Maria de la Torre. Katie Dean. Patrick Didow. Matt Denton. Hannah Dezara. Amanda Diaz. Anna Dundaro. Connor Dugan. Janae A. Everly. Katie Erickson. Hannah Fain. Samantha Fedotova. Emily Abigail Fissick. Brent Fink. Savannah Flory. Grace Flynn. Caroline Foley. Emily Forehand. Andrew Wade Fugelberg. Jacqueline Fulford. Paige Catherine Gabrielson. Zach George. Mackenzie Elizabeth Gibson. Caitlin Gillikin. Sarah Jane Gitterman. Kaylee Glandon. Brandon Goff. Gabriela Gonzalez. Joshua Goodman. Christy Goss. Lillian Griffin Duncan. Luisa Fernanda Guerrero. Lauren Gilbert Jones. Mackenzie Lynn Hayes. Emily Hokett. Fionn Hung. Ray Lee Inge. Rebecca Jo Jackson. Benjamin James. Samantha Johnson. Katie Jones. Bree Lillian Carnes. Courtney Kaya Lin. Brendan Curlin. Samantha Joan Kium. Samantha Key. Kristen Keys. Maria Koicheva. Larissa Kozlowski. Kristen Kubo. Claire Frances Landwehr. Mai-Lei Mueller. Michaela Elizabeth Lynch. Hannah Lumen. Tatiana Lopez Rogers. Blair McNeil. Michaela Maldonado. Nina Marshall. Sarah Gwendolyn Matthews. John Maxwell. Juliana Maynard. Alexander McCain. Emily McDermott. Malia McJimsey. Marion McInturf. Stephanie Meekins. Sage Maharis. Hannah Morgan. Julia Newsom. Taylor Nicole O'Malley. Gabrielle Orsini. Jesse Overton. Courtney Painter. Victoria Palmisano. Caitlin Parsons Whitmer. Hannah Patterson.
This is Caroline.
Caroline Patterson. Cody Petrosakuma. Jolene Polak. Lauren Pompeo. Emma Prey. Taylor Reiter. Ashley Richardson. Maria del Pilar Rodriguez. Jackson Runty. Anissa Rose Samhori. Leah Sauerwein. Alex Schaff. Renata Schlott. Never enough. Kenneth Schmidt. Blair Schnabel. Lauren Scott. Erica Shannon. Desiree Shaver. Embry Simon. Danny Dawn Souder. Katja Spitznagel. Christina Stathakis. Alan Stockdale. Mariah Sajansky. Sarah Tan. Jordan Delaney Tarbutton. Nicole Evelyn Towner. Emma Elise Triber. Ashley Tutherow. Amanda Vector. Ricky Vellman. Roxana Vickery. Hannah Vilhauer. Courtney Walker. Ryan Walsh. Danielle Francis Weaver. Aaron Webster. Ilana Weisberg. Rachel Wertheimer. Madeline Lee Westbrook. Lauren Melissa Wiles. Sarah Wist. Caroline Woolman. Julia Wright. Lei Jung.
Let's give the class of 2023 another hand. Oh, this is my favorite ceremony. Good evening. My name is Melinda Fry, and I'm the Associate Dean for Veterinary Academic and Student Affairs. To members of the class of 2023, having the privilege of working with you over the past 4 years, I have found you to be capable, strong, gracious, and kind. You are well equipped to impact our profession, care for those without a voice, and serve the communities in which you find yourselves. We are here tonight to celebrate each one of you. We also recognize specific achievements through a number of awards, so we will now begin our awards presentation. We are one of the top programs in the country, primarily due to our exceptionally talented and dedicated faculty members who work tirelessly to ensure that our students receive the mentorship and education to optimally prepare them for success after graduation. I'm honored to recognize 3 faculty awardees presented in this venue because the recipients were chosen partly or wholly by the class of 2023. Each year, the Zoetis Distinguished Veterinary Teaching Award is given to a faculty member nominated by the DVM students for excellence in teaching. The 2023 recipient of this very prestigious award is Dr. Naomi Hoyer. So well deserved. Student members of the American Association of Equine Practitioners recognize an outstanding equine instructor. The recipient of the 2023 AAEP Teaching Award is Dr. Luke Bass. And we'll, of course, share this with Dr. Bass. He wasn't able to be here tonight. Student members of the American Association of Bovine Practitioners Student Chapter recognize an outstanding livestock instructor. The 2023 recipient of the Pearson Jensen Food Animal Excellence in Teaching Award is Dr. Tim Holt. I'll now move on to our new doctor awards. The Student American Veterinary Medical Association sponsors an annual award that recognizes an outstanding fourth-year student. The recipient of the 2023 SAVMA Outstanding Fourth-Year Student Award is Dr. Courtney Walker. Merck and the American Veterinary Medical Foundation recognize an outstanding graduate who demonstrates innovation and creativity, leading to impactful change. The 2023 award goes to Dr. Hannah Dazara. The American College of Veterinary Internal Medicine awards a Certificate of Clinical Excellence to senior students who have demonstrated outstanding didactic and clinical expertise in internal medicine. The recipients of the 2023 ACVIM Certificate of Clinical Excellence include, and there are three of them, Dr. Connor Dugan for expertise in large animal internal medicine, and Drs. Paige Bodner and Benjamin James for expertise in small animal internal medicine. The Professional Excellence Award is given to fourth-year students who have demonstrated excellent customer service, outstanding teamwork, professionalism, and positivity, thereby serving as role models for others. The three recipients of the 2023 Professional Excellence Award are Dr. Cody Petrosakuma, Dr. Sam Fedotova, and Dr. Melissa Clark. The 2023 DECRA Award of Excellence goes to fourth-year veterinary students chosen by faculty and staff with interests in two areas. This award in this year goes to Dr. Matthew Denton for excellence in internal medicine, and Dr. Caroline Patterson for excellence in equine sports medicine. It's unusual for a professional society to spontaneously reach out to us to request the opportunity to honor our graduates. Yet this in fact occurred when members of the Society for Advancement of Feline Self-Actualization contacted me after observing this picture. Dr. Crandall, would you please just stand to be recognized as the recipient? Please welcome Dr. Khurshid Mama to the podium, who will continue our awards presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Fry. I'm pleased to present the American College of Veterinary Anesthesiology Award to Amanda Vector. And the next presenter will be Dr. Dan Regan.
This next award is presented to a student who completed both a PhD and DVM as part of CSU's combined degree training program. And it's my great pleasure to present this year's award to Dr. Caitlin Diamond. Our next presenter is Dr. Elise Randall.
The American College of Veterinary Radiology Award is presented to the fourth-year student who excels in clinical radiology, and this year's recipient is Nina Marshall. Our next presenter will be Kat McPhail.
All right, settle in, people. I've got a number of them. But first of all, my sincere congratulations to the class of 2023. And I also wanted to take this brief opportunity to thank you. As spicy second years, you are my very last Pig Lab class, and I love you for it. All right, the first couple of awards I actually will be presenting on behalf, shocking, of Dr. Michael Lappin, who happens to, who happens to be in Johannesburg. Sorry, Amanda. But yes, he wishes to be here and wishes you all his best and congratulations as well. But the first award is from the American Association of Feline Practitioners. Those are cats. That is presented to a graduating student showing outstanding proficiency in feline medicine and surgery. And this year's recipient not only demonstrated excellent clinical aptitude, but also exceptional research potential with their work in feline kidney disease during their veterinary program. The recipient, and who's going to get a big old hug from Lappin, of the 2023 AAFP Award is Amanda Diaz. I was tempted to bring a long white wig and the staff, but I didn't, so it's fine, yeah. All right, the next award is the Student Research Award from the Center of Companion Animal Studies for exceptional ability in performance of clinical research during their time in the veterinary program. This award is going to a 2023 graduating student for their very successful work in the Young Investigator and Veterinary Summer Scholar programs. Their work with Dr. Lynn Pezzanite in the area of equine osteoarthritis, that's horse bad joints, has resulted in their co-authorship on one paper and a first authorship on a second. Their work has been presented at the CSU College Research Day, as well as the UC Denver Orthopedic Symposium and the National Orthopedic Research Society. In the nomination, it was also mentioned that this graduating student has been a pleasure to work with in the lab and that they are a great teammate and mentor to younger students. The recipient of the 2023 Student Research Award is Erin Webster. Okay, my turn. All right, so my official first award is from the American College of Veterinary Surgeons, and it's the Student Surgical Proficiency Award in Small Animal. This is given to a graduating student who has demonstrated academic and clinical proficiency in small animal surgery, as well as a strong aptitude and interest for this fantastic specialty. It is my privilege on behalf of the entire small animal surgery section to name this year's recipient of the Small Animal ACVS Award to Christy Keys. Getting serious. All right, the next award is the Gentle Doctor Award. Oh, yeah. The actual award is this statuette that is a replica of the statue that stands in front of the Small Animal Hospital at Iowa State University. This statue was created in the late 1930s and as an expression of the veterinarian's affection, concern, and love of all creatures. The statue itself has been described as heroic, as it stands over 7 feet tall with the hands and feet overemphasized. The artist understood that veterinarians stand on their feet all day long, and so the feet are therefore big and strong. And it also recognizes that the veterinarian's hands are our most important tool. The tall and capable doctor holds a puppy while glancing down to the watchful gaze of the mother dog to signify the strong human-animal bond. This award reflects this inspiration and is awarded to 2 students at almost every North American veterinary school. These students demonstrate knowledge and competency, but also exhibit an extraordinary compassion reflected by their gentle manner towards their patients and clients. The large animal recipient is Alyssa De La Torre. And the small animal recipient is Katie Erickson. That's enough from me. Our next presenter is the fabulous Dr. Kavanaugh.
All right, I'm up here to present 3 different awards on behalf of the emergency and critical care faculty. Before I start, though, I wanted to thank the class of 2023. Every single one of you has come through the urgent care rotation, and has truly impressed us with your passion for the profession, how hard you worked, your grit, some surprising skills like twerking. We saw the video. And just bringing a lot of humor to our very stressful field. So thank you in the audience, too, for raising and marrying such amazing humans that really do make my job every single day and all of our jobs very, very fun. And we're going to miss you quite a bit. My first award is the Veterinary Emergency and Critical Care Society Award for Proficiency in Veterinary Emergency and Critical Care Medicine. And this award is awarded to the senior DVM student who's demonstrated a special interest and ability in the field of small animal critical care. This year's award winner has exemplified exceptionalism in critical care through her research efforts, her advocacy for ill and injured animals on the clinic floor, and leadership in our SVEX chapter. So this year's well-deserved award winner is Dr. Jordan Tarbuten. Our next award is the Critical Care Award for Proficiency, specifically in critical care medicine. And each year, the faculty wants to recognize a student who demonstrates excellent knowledge, excellent initiative, client communications, and clinical skills in our intensive care unit. This year's recipient has really been an integral part of the critical care team, both providing extensive care for the sickest patients that are in our hospital, and also continually striving to expand and apply his knowledge base to all of his cases. You can find him day and night, I can attest to that, working in the critical care unit, and he really has become an invaluable member of the team. So the CCU faculty team are really excited to award the 2023 Excellence in Critical Care Award to Matt Denton. Okay, our last award I have to find is our Urgent Care Award. And the Urgent Care Award is conferred to the 4th-year student who demonstrates excellent knowledge, initiative, client communications, and clinical skills in urgent care. This one's near and dear to my heart because I met this veterinarian what feels like a lifetime ago when she accepted a job as a vet tech in urgent care. And she was an amazing technician. She was so efficient. She was wonderful with our clients. Everybody loved her. Barrels of fun. But I honestly wasn't too sure how clinics would go because that's a really hard transition to be the technician and then to be the doctor. And I have to tell you, she just knocked my socks off when she came through as a 4th-year student. So this recipient this year is Rachel Wertheimer. And I have to say, get on up here, we're not done. So Rachel has grown into one of the most innovative and intelligent doctors I've met as a 4th-year student. She cared for her clients with so much compassion, she saved a marriage on urgent care. She was so creative in how she found solutions to the patient care, and she took advantage of every opportunity on our service, but then just kept making her own. So we are going to miss her. We hope she comes back one day to live with us, but congratulations. Still have a job to do. Our next presenter is Dr. Rachel Oman from Livestock.
Hello. It's my pleasure to be up here with Dr. Holt to present the Livestock Awards to you all. Our first award is the Livestock Medicine and Surgery Clinical Proficiency Award, and this year's recipient is Mackenzie Hayes. Our next award is the Dairy Field Service Clinical Proficiency Award, and this year's recipient is Anissa Samhori. Our next award is the Beef Clinical Proficiency Award, and we have two winners this year. The first is Luisa Fernanda Guerrero. And the second is Erica Shannon. Our last livestock award is the American Association of Small Ruminant Practitioners Award, and this year's recipient is Brandon Goff. Now please welcome our next presenter, Dr. Max Stolt.
All right, I'm going to be presenting on behalf of our dermatology faculty that is at their Durham conference right now. So our first award is going to be the Excellence in Dermatology Award. This award is awarded to a fourth-year student who demonstrates excellent knowledge, innovative client communication, and clinical skills. This award is going to go to Lauren Pompeo. So since they couldn't be here today, From Dr. Hoppers and Dr. Bechtel, we are so pleased to present Lauren with this award. Lauren has demonstrated her passion and commitment to veterinary dermatology by taking this clinical dermatology rotation 3 times. We have watched her knowledge grow exponentially throughout the year, and we are very proud of Lauren for taking the next steps towards becoming a specialist in dermatology via rotating internship at Gulf Coast Veterinary Specialists, and we cannot wait for her to join us as colleagues in dermatology. All right, so our next award is the 2023 DECRA Award of Excellence. This goes to a 4th-year veterinary student who has been selected by the faculty and staff for exhibiting interest in and enthusiasm for dermatology and who has excelled in the diagnosis of treatment. This is going to go to Savannah Flory. Savannah, this is from Dr. Bechtel. Dr. Bechtel says, "Dear Savannah, thank you for demonstrating your significant skill in dermatology through the research efforts, dedication on dermatology rotation, and all the times you stopped in afterwards. Your insightful questions confused the highest levels of teaching hospital, and we came to the eventual conclusion that you were probably right a lot of the time." Speaking of research, could I have it back? Thank you. Yes. Our next presenter is going to be Dr. Jenna Burton.
Good evening. Just to editorialize, that last award is so well deserved. I've never seen anybody get so jazzed about a nasty infected ear. Thank God people that love dermatology exist. Well, congratulations to all the graduates and all the people out there that have loved, supported, and occasionally fed them through this whole process. You all have much to be proud of. Our first award for oncology is the Veterinary Cancer Society Bob Rosenthal Oncology Student Award. This award is given to one student selected from each veterinary school across the country who demonstrates outstanding dedication and commitment to the field of veterinary oncology. This year's recipient for their commitment and dedication to the field of oncology is Ashley Sanfilippo. Our next award is the Ringen Family Award in honor of Dr. Kim Statham Ringen. Kim received her DVM degree from CSU in 2006. As a vet student and as an intern at Kansas State, she developed a love and deep passion for oncology. She completed her oncology residency at the University of Missouri in 2010 and then got her dream job practicing in Denver. 3 years later, she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She fought a 4-year battle with grace and dignity until her death in May 2017 at the age of 39. Kim was the most vibrant person and could light up any room with her infectious smile and flaming red hair. She often said it helped her channel her inner golden retriever. Her husband, Davin, and family set up this award for a recipient who demonstrates proficient clinical skills and extraordinary professional rapport with clients while upholding patients' dignity by providing compassionate cancer care. This year's recipient is Elisa De La Torre. And our next presenter is our ever-fabulous award-winning Dr. Naomi Hoyer.
Okay, guys. Well, about that other thing, thank you so much. You guys are the greatest joy in this job that I do. So I'm so thankful to be up here. And I got to tell you, for the dentistry and oral surgery service, which is where I work, for those of you who don't know me, award time is hard because if there were like 148 awards that we could give, we would. But we've narrowed it down to 3 this year. So these are the Dentistry Service Awards. Now these are awarded to 4th-year students who've demonstrated clinical and academic proficiency, and all that, and also an interest in dentistry, which is what I really care about. So, the first student that I will be talking about, we were all so impressed with her hard work, her quiet, good attitude, quiet in caps, her amazing care for her patients, and her enthusiasm for all things dental. And she came back and visited us for hugs regularly throughout the year. Someday, we hope that she believes in herself half as much as we do. Our first winner for the Dentistry Service Award is Maria del Pilar Rodriguez. Our second award winner started vet school and finished vet school knowing that she wanted to be a GP, which is actually pretty amazing because a lot of us changed a number of times throughout the road. She also has a deep appreciation for how much work, how hard work, and how important dentistry will be in a general practitioner, and as a result, spent her entire veterinary career pushing herself to get better. Her surgical skills were something that the residents were extremely envious of because they felt like she was better than all of them. The winner of the second Dentistry Service Award is your class president, Anna Dondero. Our final award, we like to call the Guardian of the Gingiva Award. This is awarded to a student who has spent the most time on her extraction skills, making the most beautiful flaps and closing them without any tension. She is an exceptionally hard worker, and someday we are hoping to lure her from general practice into specialty. The winner for the Most Likely to be a Dental Specialist Award is Mai Lehmuller. All right, our next award, oh my gosh, I forgot, oh my gosh. Oops. Our next award winner is Dr. Gary Mason.
Well, I'm pleased to present the American College of Veterinary Pathologists Award. We have 2 winners this year, and the American College of Veterinary Pathologists like to acknowledge outstanding 4th-year students that have demonstrated proficiency, interest in anatomic or clinical pathology. Does this sound funny? Because when you stand in front of this thing, it echoes. It doesn't? Yeah. Thank you, yeah. Okay, so we have 2, Melissa Kromek and Danielle Weaver. This last year too, and the next presenter is Dr. Diana Hassel.
Thank you for remembering, Dr. Mason. It is my honor and pleasure to announce the recipients of the Equine Services Clinical Proficiency Awards. So these are awarded to fourth-year DVM students for outstanding clinical performance in the field of various equine services. I'd like to prelude this by saying we had, I think, dozens of candidates that were recommended for these awards, because you guys are an amazing class, and we miss you already, especially today. We really missed you. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and present these awards from Equine Services. So the recipient of the Equine Reproduction Award, Clinical Proficiency Award, is Dr. Roxana Vickery. Our next recipient of the Equine Clinical Proficiency Award is for Equine Sports Medicine, and the recipient is Dr. Michaela Maldonado. Our next award is for the surgical service recipient, and that is Dr. Erica Shannon. Our next award is for the Equine Medicine Service, and that is Dr. Brett Fink. The recipient of the Equine Ambulatory Service Award is Dr. Amanda Vector. And our next Clinical Proficiency Award is for the service that's near and dear to my heart, the Equine Emergency Service Award. And that recipient is Dr. Kelly Anders. And I also have the award for the American College of Veterinary Surgeons, Student Surgical Proficiency. And this is awarded to fourth-year DVM students who have demonstrated academic and clinical proficiency in large animal surgery and aptitude and interest in surgery. And our recipient for large animal this year is Dr. Embry Simon. And I'd like to welcome up our next presenter, Dr. Michaela Henriksen from Ophthalmology.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. I would like to echo Dr. Hoyer. I wish I had a lot of awards to give, but I don't. I only have one. And this year's Ophthalmology Award will go to a student who very early on decided to love ophthalmology. Pretty sure COVID had something to do with it, because during lockdown, she reached out and wanted to talk. But it was actually a really good thing, because it turned out really well, and she's been an amazing student on the clinical floor, done great research, been on field trips and conferences. Katie Jones, congratulations. Dr. Janelle Scott from Community Practice, please.
Hello, I'm presenting this award on behalf of the American Animal Hospital Association. Hardest part, as it were. This award goes to a fourth year who demonstrated clinical proficiency in primary care, aka general practice. And I'm honored to present that to Taylor O'Malley. And next we have Dr. Jane Shaw.
Did you all notice how Dr. Kat McPhail defined every single piece of medical jargon? In layman's terms? Yes. So my first award is the Lanco Excellence in Communication Award. This award goes to a student who is brave enough to video record themselves, not that any of you ever experienced that in vet school. 8 times. This student interviewed a gentleman who owned 3 dogs and 2 cats. He came in with 5 clearly delineated agenda items. This was truly an expert client. A little squirrel told me that she asked 6 open-ended questions. She reflectively listened 11 times to help the client feel heard. She had 5 empathy statements to help them feel understood, 6 signposts to help keep them on track, and 3 summary statements to pull it all together. How is that possible? Dr. Michaela Maldonado, get up here. I get to present next the Sophie Relationship Centered Care Award. This award goes to 4 recipients who demonstrated excellent communication skills, built very strong relationships with both their clients and their patients and their colleagues, and displayed respect for the human-animal bond. Our 4 recipients are Frayne Angel, Claire Landwehr, Caitlin Parsons Whitmer, and Courtney Walker. That concludes our awards for this evening. Congratulations, everyone.
And let's give a hand to our faculty. I think those of you here can see that just a small sampling of our faculty, and you can just see the passion and the excellence that they bring and the real love and care for our students. So. Please welcome your colleague, Dr. Andrew Fugelberg, to the podium for the student address.
Thank you very much for that introduction, colleague. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for attending the Class of 2023 DVM hooding ceremony. It is so incredible to welcome all the faculty, residents, interns, employees, students, family, friends, and of course, enemies. Thank you all for coming. It really means a lot. Wow. Well, I am so excited for our speech with Dr. Mason later. I thought I might go after him, so I have a little moment here where I said, whoa, what a message. Whoa, what a mustache. So I'll just say that now, and I'll let you know that I'm really trying to emulate him, really trying to channel some of that Gary Mason energy today. All right, for all the guests that have gathered here and have traveled short distances, long distances, thank you so much for attending the festivities this week, and thank you for supporting all of us on our DVM journey. Many of you have given up so much to support us graduates. You are all truly instrumental in our success. Well, except for Uncle Larry, but like you give really great presents, so like I'm really glad I invited you. I'll really try to loop all the guests in as much as possible, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, Dr. Shaw. I will probably not be using my best communication skills because I'm talking to my friends and colleagues right here, all right? Yep. I've sat through enough lectures with them. I know they have really high expectations for their speakers. So people, if they're going to talk in front of this class, we better be prepared, and we better make sure we don't go over time. So I'll do my best, but I love to chit and I love to chat, but I'm really learning and growing when it comes to shutting up. So that's a communication skill I'm working on. Now, I'll finally address my classmates. Good evening, doctors. How we doing tonight, doctors? Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? Like, yeah, I am a doctor. I did do this. I think I'm finally actually kind of maybe done with this. I think maybe we're gonna get out of here soon. I don't know. Well, I'm surprised that we all made it here, I'll be honest. I remember our first day looking out to that big first-year classroom at orientation day, and I remember looking out and thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea who these people are. But today's completely different, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know who most of these people are. How lucky am I? All right, here in the audience, raise your hand if you have been personally victimized by vet school. Yeah, I see parents, siblings, partners. Come on, raise your hands. Yeah, you've been victimized too. Every event, oh my gosh, every event that they couldn't attend, every time that they were too busy to call you, yeah, that was vet school. That was vet school taking up every ounce of their energy and time. And no more. Now it's going to be the vet career. We're always gonna be busy, and isn't that so enjoyable? Because vet school's hard, right? Like it's hard, and we're finally done. Some dreams have been deferred to be here. Many of us have missed our time with our family, children, partners, friends. So many of you have stopped the progression of your life and the goals that you were working on just to come to vet school and just to work so dang hard every single day with a smile on your face. We've had a lot of losses and tragedy, and so many things have occurred during this past year and during these 4 years that I shudder to think about all the horror, and I'm really gonna focus on the fun today. I'm not gonna focus on the devastating, absolute tragic loss. I know many of my class are feeling this. Unfortunately, this past year, we lost Mud Coffee. They used to come like 3 days a week for multiple hours, and unfortunately now we have to get our sugary espresso beverages and fun pastries elsewhere. But it's all about resiliency. Being able to forge ahead, even through adversity. I'm gonna spend a lot of time talking about the last year, since boy, does it stick out in my mind, and boy, are there so many fun clinical experiences that we've all had. But first, let me remind us real quick how we got here. All right, first, let's close our eyes. Imagine the intense heat and the thin air of Mountain Campus. It's orientation. We know no one around us, and boy, we're so excited to figure out who they are and who we are, right? Let's look back on the first year of vet school, when it was so simple, when Taylor Swift's most recent album was Lover. She's had like 5 or 6 since then. Our biggest worry was literally trying to get everyone's name straight. And unfortunately, I never figured out all the Hannahs. I think it's too late to ask now. I'm roommates with one of them and I still get confused, so maybe next time. Yeah, and I still remember some of the first impressions I had of our classmates in their those first few weeks. One of the first classmates I actually met is my dear good friend, Matthew Denton. I actually met him at Roll. I met him at the climbing tower, and we got to play a card game later that night. One of those fun bonding moments. And I remember my first impression of him was, oh my gosh, this guy is so smart and nice, and he's really quiet. And well, as I've gotten to know him, he is so smart. He is so nice. Not sure about that last one. Especially he's not very quiet when he's ambling into the first year vet, in the first year classroom, ambling in 5 to 10 minutes late, which, hey, I've been late to class. I've been late to so many classes, but I sit in the back. I don't sit front and center. And I don't walk in that front door and confidently sit down in front of that teacher. Like, what are they gonna do? I also remember meeting my lab group, the people I'm sitting next to today, Paige Gabrielson, Jack Fulford. Yep, and New Jersey personified Zach George. What a fantastic group to be put in, because I was, and still am, easily distractible. I brought this sort of silly goose energy to the lab group that a lot of serious vet students weren't always in the mood for. But thank goodness Zach was a little goofy with me, and the girls would always rein us in. As I met more students, I actually realized that maybe I don't have a type A personality like I thought I did. Coming into vet school, many of my friends thought I was so type A, and wow, if I'm type A, I have met triple A. I remember actually pretty vividly, I had one study session with Katie Jones and Emily Forehand. Yeah, I regretted it. Let me tell you, I unlocked this new kind of hard work that I still don't know if I've ever accessed since that moment. Yeah, something about the amount of dedication in our class I am so impressed and terrified by. Near the end of our first year, unfortunately, something shifted. Our everlasting spring break began in March of 2020 and brought so many emotions about vet school and, of course, all the different classes and the ologies that we were taking. Parasitology, virology, and bacteriology were just a few of the several tormentors going on at that time. Thank goodness, my mental health had a savior though, and his name is Dr. Josh Daniels. Yup. I think y'all can remember how he saved us by making our 2 last bacteriology tests both open note and open classmate. Wow, the amount of good scores that I got. The amount of learning I think I still need to touch on. My bacteriology knowledge is a little weak. Unfortunately, I still think Pheromosa is a bacteria. That's literally a Pokemon. So, lifelong learning is something that I'm excited to progress on. Now, let's move forward a little bit. Let's mentally stay at home for a few seconds and remember second year briefly. This year was marked with online classes, random due dates, and a lot of cats showing their buttholes to the laptop. Yes, one of my favorite parts of school, of course, was seeing all the pets and seeing all the good boys and girls. A year that I was lucky to find an individualized learning plan that worked for me, which was, of course, starting classes at 10 p.m., finishing with the recordings around 4 or 5 a.m., and being able to catch my roommate, Julie Maynard, as she was waking up and going to work out. What a perfect schedule for me that didn't really last into third year, I'll be honest. I got so good during that year for searching Canvas pages for due dates and learning so much about using Exemplify, all of our favorite app. I'm sure we remember how much fun we had with that on our computers. I also learned some doctor things during that year, but thank goodness we reviewed them again during third year because, gosh, the days were long, the months were short, and that was second year for me. Now let's squeeze back into that cramped classroom for just another moment and kind of recap third year for a bit and remember how good it was. A full snack cabinet. Right? We had Celsius stocked in the fridge at all times. It seems like a wonderland. Seems so long ago. I can picture it now, these glory days. I am imagining rubbing elbows with my classmates, nudging Becca next to me, and of course, bumping my laptop off of my desk all the time when we had those little tiny desks that just folded up from the seat next to us. And of course, I picture it so vividly. I can hear Dr. Dower's voice. I can feel Stephen Crandall's hot breath on my neck. Because of course, he was sitting behind me, and he was a very good student. So of course, he was always there. And I can hear Dr. Dower's. I can hear her voice echoing. Is it pre-renal? Is it renal? Is it post-renal azotemia? And I keep thinking those racing thoughts, pre-renal, renal, post-renal, echoing over and over. And of course, third year was very exciting. We got to be whole as a class. We got to have the Alaskans come and join us. Right? What an exhausting year. Gosh, Sam Fedotova, Melissa Clark, it was off to the races. It was just a fun time every weekend and there was no looking back. Speaking of fun times, of course, we entered the clinic floor our third year. We finally got a chance to practice being loudly wrong in those rounds. And then we could sit there awkwardly and pretend we're like totally cool with it. And we're just, yeah, I'll know that later, yeah. And finally, we got a chance to test our clinicians on their communication skills. Because boy, did some of them have a tough time explaining some of these concepts to me. The amount of clarifying questions that I asked and the amount of veins that I could see bulge in their foreheads as they were thinking, how can I reword this? Of course, I thought all of these classes and all of this experience third year would prepare me super well for clinical experience in fourth year. He says, blissfully unaware of the terrors that would come. Now, let's mentally transport ourselves to a tightrope, walking the thin line between sanity and losing it. We have now entered fourth year. the most exciting moment that we have been waiting for, the chance where we finally get to pretend to be doctors, when we finally get to practice the skills that we have been wanting to use for years and years. How exciting to know how difficult fulfilling your dreams is. Yeah, and how often you have to keep pushing when you realize, okay, I think I'm in a bad spot, but I think I've hit rock bottom. I can't go any lower. But then you learn to dig. This year finally allowed me to experience what many of my classmates have been experiencing for a long time and are probably still experiencing today: getting called the wrong name. I felt so lucky finally I had a clinician when I was on cardiology, Dr. Marta Karn, very confidently and very wrongly called me RJ all day. Yep, I tried correcting her the first time, but it was awkward because we were moving and growing too quickly. And then, of course, later on in the day, she was like, oh yeah, RJ's gonna take care of that. And RJ looked at me like, and I was like, oh yeah, that's me. Yeah. So, we learned some communication skills that day, both of us. I think that was very valuable. Fourth year, of course, also made us work with the devil himself, StringSoft. Ooh, StringSoft is a terrible program, a terrible way to keep records and to make sure you know what's going on with your patient. I'll be honest. StringSoft is so slow, it is literally quicker to listen to a lecture from Dr. Abalil. Yeah, StringSoft is so glitchy, you can click on a document, drive to Starbucks, have a couple sips, and get back just in time to see your computer crash. Yeah, StringSoft is actually so frustrating. It actually makes me forget how little snacks I had to support me this year. I have gotten big StringSoft, little StringSoft, blue StringSoft, green StringSoft, frozen StringSoft. And no, I cannot let it go. I'm done with StringSoft. Yeah, StringSoft has poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and have brought a curse upon all of our houses. Well, okay, that last part's not true, but are we just gonna wait around here until it does? No. I am so excited that StringSoft gave me an opportunity to practice my patience. Fourth year had other challenges as well, all of them much less challenging than StringSoft. I thought my nose was tough. I thought I had a great smeller. I survived the smell of a dog with bloody diarrhea on urgent care with Fran Angel well past midnight. I survived the stench of my dirty laundry that I neglected for like 4 weeks. And I survived the smell of community practice puppies covered in their own diarrhea. But nothing could prepare me for the worst scent I've encountered in all of veterinary medicine: when someone burned a frozen meal in the microwave of dermatology. We stunk up half the hospital, and I can still feel my stomach churning with that smell in my mind. Well, with those great mental images, I have a couple of thank yous to distribute. First, the most important thank you, someone we all have to thank, and someone maybe we forget every so often. I'm talking about thanking ourselves. Yeah, we deserve a pat on the back, we deserve a hug, we deserve everything. This is our moment, we deserve it all. Also, I'd like to thank several other people and objects. First, I'd like to thank all these strange and memorable firsts that fourth year has brought to me. The first time getting a significant amount of a patient's bodily fluids on you. Ooh. The first time your client left for a quick 15 minutes and came back in an hour. And the first time falling asleep in the hospital. Or if you're Matt Denton, the 47th time falling asleep in the hospital. Thank you to Matt Denton for being such a great sport. Thank you to the ambient air in the veterinary teaching hospital for testing my adaptability to survive in diverse climates. The temperature in that place is always wrong. There is always someone complaining about it, and half the time it's me. Thank you to Ryan Decay for wearing a cowboy hat in our composite photo. Yep. I was so worried we were not gonna get the yeehaw representation, and that would have broken my heart. I would have felt as if we were disappointing the hallway of the VTH where our picture will be hung. I mean, we kind of have some experience disappointing a hallway, or maybe like the whiteboard in a hallway of the first year cubes. I mean, hey, I'm never gonna forget those cranial nerves, that's for sure. Thank you to all the clinicians and classmates that have seen me and consoled me when I have cried in front of them. Thank you to all the various ways that I've been comforted, with special thanks to Dr. Kyle Granger, with the most unique approach. He pulled me aside and said, "Stop." You do not need to be doing all this. You are Beyonce. You are an alien superstar. So get going. So being called Beyonce has kind of been one of the best things that I've heard all year. But I feel like I've heard some other really great things, some little nuggets of advice that I've gotten here and there. Some of my favorite ones. Education is not the filling of a bucket, but the lighting of a fire. How appropriate. I really felt like I've been lit on fire. Take a deep breath. But first, clamp the vessel. Clamp the vessel! Carpe diem, even when it feels like a crappy diem. No vet is perfect. We all neuter our animals one testicle at a time, just like the rest of you. And my last piece of advice was actually given to me by our faculty, someone who I don't believe is here and is going to hate hearing about this later. Our 2018 Colorado Veterinarian of the Year, Dr. Rebecca Rush-Galley, who we all call RG. I actually heard she likes students to call her by her first name. So when I asked her recently, she said, "I truly don't care what you call me." So anyway, back to this great advice that I got from my gal pal Rebex. She was telling me, you know what? Clients can really tick us off. But sometimes it does feel really good to help them. It's like, I guess your forearms aren't too tired. That's fantastic. Vet school has given us so much. Confidence, knowledge, like 10 of you got crypto. On a personal note, vet school has given me so much. Resiliency, unique learning opportunities, acid reflux, back pain, a receding hairline. My hairline is actually running away faster than all of us when we hear a clinician say, "Well, someone has to take the case." As I've gained knowledge, I've literally lost hair. Of course, though, I'm taking after some role models, right? Bald legend, Dr. Jeremy Delcom. Right? Balding legend, Dr. Jeremy Bechtel. Yeah, it's like this new hairless hairdo that I've come up with. I think I'm gonna call it the Jeremy curl. As we go our separate ways, I'm reminded how absolutely lucky I am to meet so many of you. And I'm also reminded that we will be parting ways very shortly, which I'm sure for many of you feels even luckier. I have gotten to know so many of you so well, and I will truly treasure the conversations that we have had and the insane moments that we have shared together. I really would not have rather done this with anyone else. Well, if Taylor Swift could be here, that'd be super cool. But, you know, she doesn't possess the skills that we do. I really hope to see all of you succeed in the future. And please, if you want, update us how you're doing, even on Facebook. But if you're going to post to Facebook, do not have any archery equipment, no bows, no arrows, and stay away from our feline friends. Okay, we all remember that. We have put so much of ourselves into this program. Our blood, our sweat, our beers. Okay, tears as well, I guess. Those are also important. This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is what makes it all worth it, right? This is finally it. Finally the moment where we get to say, I can bookend this chapter of my life, and I can forget all the bad moments, and I can only remember the incredible learning experience and the incredible people. I can close one chapter of my life, and gosh, see what happens next. How exciting, right? How exciting that we get to just go out and see where veterinary medicine takes us, and what unique and cool opportunities that we have just waiting for us. I am so excited to finally celebrate this moment and put past me every single late night on-call surgery, every single urgent care shift with non-stop patients, and 2 of your classmates are out sick, so you're making it do. I am excited to forget about every single client who will not reveal their mysteries of their animal, no matter how many open-ended questions you ask. No matter how much you ask for clarification, it just gets muddier. Every single inconvenience and struggle that vet school has brought into our lives is now ending. And we get so many bigger worries. Yay, bigger challenges, harder obstacles, higher hurdles, bigger mountains to climb, more responsibility. How lucky are we that we think, okay, yeah, I'm done with vet school, the hard part's over. I don't think that's the case, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I've chatted with a lot of vets and they're saying it gets a lot harder from here, but also more exciting, right? Yep. How exciting that we have chosen a career where we will always find struggles. We will always find reasons to complain. So I guess going forward, we're gonna have to actively work to search for the good moments every day. Because every day there is a reason to smile. Even if that reason is, well, I didn't get a lot of poop on me. I hope we have just the best graduation weekend. I am so excited for each and every one of us, and I am so excited that we are finally getting the answer that we have been craving from CSU for so many years. We keep asking them, what else do you want from me? What other requirements do we have? What else does CSU ask of me before I can graduate? And finally, we're getting that 2-word answer we've always prayed for and we've always been expecting. What communications has taught us to have to get before leaving that room. We are finally getting the that's it. Thank you.
Well, I'm not real sure what I'm supposed to do now. But I did write a speech, and then I woke up this morning and decided it was crap, but it's too late, you know? And that's always been the way it was with this class. And the reason I'm going to say that is I've never felt like I did good enough for you, you know? And I'm going to, yeah, don't do that, but I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try. I have no introduction, and I was thinking a little bit about this. I told one of the platform members my plan. I was going to say something about myself, but my wife tells me, you don't matter all that much, really. You're not that interesting. And so let's just leave it at, I'm Gary Mason. You want to do that? Yeah. Okay. But I appreciate being here. You know, you asking me, it really does touch me. It's such an important night for you, and to share it with you, I'm grateful for that. So I do have a plan, of course. I'm not going to introduce myself, but I'm going to say something to the guests, I think, at first, because there's a perspective that I have that I really would like to share with you about this class, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about hooding, because we're here for hooding, and then I made up some stuff because it was too short, and then I'm going to try and end maybe 10 minutes. That's my goal, okay? And then I'll stop. That'd be my favorite part. That's what we're going to do, okay? Well, wish me luck. So, you know, for the guests, people that are here to honor the success of this class, we all know that their success did not occur in a vacuum, and that you had a lot to do with that, right? And we all know that. And on behalf of all of us, thank you for that. Because, yeah. And a lot of what I'm going to say tonight has the word success. I wrote it about 80 times in here, but that's what we're about tonight, right? So I would like to share with you what my own success is about, and it has everything to do with these students. And my goal, I'm supposed to speak for the faculty, and of course I can't be a proxy for all the faculty, but I'm going to try and say what the class means to me, and I hope that will prove effective, okay? That's the plan. Yeah, so I'm really fortunate. I get to be with the students in the first year and again in the senior year, so I get to kind of bookend the curriculum. Can you tell? Look at me. I'm hugging myself and rocking. This is not good. Got to stop that. Okay, and so I get to see the progression. I'm not there at the very beginning, but I am there in the spring of the first year, and I'm grateful for that. I have an inordinate amount of unsupervised time with the students, and I love it, you know, and I get to share with them my understanding of the nature of disease and my perspective, and it's such an important thing to me. I do it for free, but I don't want you to tell the dean that. She's always looking to get another buck for something somewhere, but I would. But then I get to work with students at the end, and my favorite part occurs somewhere around January 17th, 19th, Martin Luther King Day, and from there all the way to the end of the term. And the reason I like it is because, you know, we round together. And the students have been at that point in the clinic for a while. They're pretty well in the saddle. They got the board exam behind them. And there's this emerging confidence in their own knowledge and their abilities and their ability to think critically, to reason in a clinical way. I'm starting to stumble. You guys get really good all of the sudden. And instead of having rounds that are like a student and an instructor, all of a sudden we have conversations as peers. And I don't even know if you're aware of this, but it happens. And you talk like veterinarians, and you think like veterinarians, and you act like veterinarians, and the reason is because you are. You know that? Because you are, and I recognize that. And I love that transformation. And my favorite thing about it is that I decided a long time ago that I was going to measure my success by the success of the students. And because of that, I can't fail. Can you imagine? I mean, they're so good, and I have some small part in that. Does that make sense to you? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I can, yeah. And of course, I wrote it better here, but it's too late now, right? Yeah, but I think many of the faculty feel that way. It's why we're here. Okay, so this is hooding, and I've been to hooding my own, you know, as a boy once in a different century, and several of these here. And I realized when I was trying to think about what's said, I don't know a lot about the hood. And so I very diligently studied on the web about a minute and a half and discovered that hood goes back to the 12th in 13th centuries in Europe when universities were just starting to form in the Middle Ages. And the gown and the hood were designed to keep the students and the scholars warm. And many of the scholars, of course, were going to become clerics, right? And they had been tonsured, and I read that word and I thought, what is that? Has it got to do with the tonsil? And it doesn't. And as it turns out, it's where the top of the head is shaved. And the hood was worn to keep that warm. And then I thought, you know, when I was graduating, there's a couple of faculty members I would have liked tonsured in the worst way. And then, of course, I can see the wheels turning, but you need to know I got Fry as muscle, and Holt is the enforcer. You know what an angry guy he is. I'm going to walk out of here. I don't want you starting nothing you can't finish, okay? But we still wear this hood, even though we no longer require it for warmth. And it's this silly tradition in so many ways. It goes back 800 years. Isn't that odd? I mean, who wears crap like this? You know what I mean? It would embarrass a peacock, don't you think? And of course, mine is the Texas A&M colors. And I don't know if you have noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but the people that design these realize that somebody with a degree from A&M can't use a button, so there is none on mine. And if there was a button on it, I'd probably strangle myself. So this is the hood. But you know, the hood is a symbol, right? And I got to find where I am because I've lost my train of thought. And it's important that I say this correctly. And it could very well be on a different page than the one I'm looking at. The hood is a symbol, right? It's the visible mark of your achievement in professional school, right? And it marks your transition from student to entering professional life as a fully qualified veterinarian. You wear it today because you've earned the right to wear it. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So So congratulations to you, and you're going to be successful. But it's also such a bizarre thing, and I was trying to think what else I should say about it, and I tried to visualize this looking at you, and I thought, well, you're wearing a cape, really. You know, the hood is a cape, and who wears capes? Heroes wear capes. You agree with that? Yeah, I do. So I went to the web, of course, which is the font of all learning, and it said, from the Oxford Dictionary, hero, a noun, a person who is admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievement, or noble qualities. And you know, I do admire you and idealize you for many, many reasons, but you do have in common courage, achievement, and nobility. And that's what I'm going to do at the end, is talk about those things. Is that all right with you? Okay, good. Yeah, courage. You got buckets of courage. You decided to become a veterinarian. How old were you? Not very many is the answer, right? There was no guarantee of success at that time, but you arranged everything in your life to reach this goal, to reach this moment. You volunteered. You took the hard classes in college, right? And you studied and you worried about your grades when all your friends were raising hell having fun, right? You had these jobs. You started in the kennel, in the corral, in the stable, probably with a shovel. Yes? This is where you started. And you increased, you got jobs of increasing responsibility, and then you were admitted. It took courage to do that, to pursue this dream of yours, right? It took courage to face a 4-year, unrelenting, cruel, uncaring curriculum. Would you agree with that? It took courage, a different kind of courage, to accept the kind of debt that it takes now to become a doctor, right? Because of the way things are done in this country. That's unfortunate. Okay, I got to be more positive here. There's something else I should say about courage. Oh, yeah. And it's a good thing you got courage, because you're going to need it, because you're going into professional life now. And I hope that you have, whatever you do, some sort of a mentorship safety net. You should, right? For a little while. But you need to know that if we call clinical practice a trapeze, that net's going to get retracted a little bit every day. And at some point, you're going to have to let go of that swing and take the jump. But you got the courage to do that. You got courage. Achievement Anybody, in my opinion, that gets through a doctoral medical program has achieved something outstanding. But you did it in a time of really unprecedented disruption, uncertainty. And I remember March of 2020, this has been brought up before. I was giving exam number 2 in VM 640. That would be hemorrhage, congestion, edema, thrombosis, embolism, infarction. Remember all this crap? Yeah. Acute and chronic inflammation, healing and repair. Remember that? Yeah. Right before spring break, a Thursday. Start at 1, done at 1:50. Yeah. And as is typical, at that point in the spring, there's some sort of dread viral respiratory contagion that sweeps across the class like a tsunami, you know? And we were in that room, AZW 118, crammed in just as tight as you are now. And all these students were hacking and coughing and sniffling. And I remember one young man came up to me, he's bleary-eyed, his face just peppered with little perspiration droplets, and he said, "Dr. Mason, I've got a fever." And I thought to myself, you know, somebody in this room got the sudden acute respiratory syndrome novel coronavirus of 2019. We're all going to get it. And unless I'm mistaken, it's the very last time we were together in a classroom until the beginning of your junior year, right? Yeah. And so you did a year and a quarter of a difficult 4-year curriculum online. And that shows a level of commitment, resiliency, resolve. I can't say enough good things about it. It's an outstanding achievement. You agree with that? Yeah, I'm impressed. Okay. I didn't put in here when people might clap because I didn't think anybody might. So noble qualities. Well, it's my view that the veterinary profession is a noble profession. There are many, but veterinary medicine is. And it's because of the behavior, the characteristics, the actions of the people that populate the profession, people like you. Veterinarians tend to be kind. They understand and care about life in a way that's unique, and they understand the fragility of life, and they appreciate the breadth of life, even the crap we don't love, like manhymia. You know, we hate it, but we can appreciate it, right? And veterinarians give, and they care for others, and they're motivated to serve, and you have all of those things. And we accept responsibility for our patients who can't speak, right? And we earn the trust of clients by being competent and ethical and doing our very best for each of them. And all the veterinarians that I know also, and you will too, work constantly to improve, you know, to learn, to become more competent, to be better. And that further adds to the nobility of the profession, right? And you're going to do that in your lives, and you're going to advance through your profession in this way. And yeah, it's behavioral, it's outstanding, and you got it. So, yeah. Okay. That was, oh, yeah. And the very best part, look, it's the end. Yeah. So I've talked about hooding, and you know, if the hooding is a hero cape, which I've tried to convince you that it is, and you know, if we're now peers, it means I got hero peers, which could be a condition, but I think maybe is not a bad one to have. But the question is, you know, whose hero are you? And for many in this room, you are. And you deserve to be because of how you are, just how good you are. And you're going to be a hero to many people in your professional lives. And many times you won't even know it at the time, but because of your ethical behavior, your actions, your character, your behavior, you will be. And, you know, this reminds me of that day in March of 2020, except for this is the last time, right? It's the last time that I get to be with you, right? Together like this. And I want you to know that you're my hero. And I want you to know how much you mean to me, because the success I have is because of you, and I thank you for the opportunity of having that success. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You guys are the coolest. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Wow, that's really a couple of hard presentations to follow. And Andrew, I saw you took my folder and tried to hide it down there so I couldn't find my script, but I had a backup, so it worked okay. So what an incredible night of awards, ceremonies, incredible comments from students and faculty, amazing achievements. I know you all seem a little shy about being exuberant, but if you'd like to join me in a round of applause and hoop and holler if you want to for one more time for tonight's ceremony. You can do it louder, come on! Now, this is going to seem unbelievable, but I read the same website that Dr. Mason did, and I'm going to talk about hooding. Really, 12th and 13th centuries denote the dress of a medieval scholar. One thing he didn't mention, I'll just go through really quickly, which is probably a real gift to everybody, that the long gowns were required for warmth as guests congregated in unheated monasteries among ancient texts, so that's definitely changed. We didn't mention that it's also built for asphyxiation, but you're all noticing now. And that given the propensity for human beings to have rules about everything, you might not be surprised to learn that in 1959 there was a commission formed to draw up an intercollegiate code of academic dress, which regulates the standards of the hood that you're wearing. So it's not just any old thing that we got out of a warehouse in the middle of the country that has a million of these various colors. But as Dr. Mason mentioned, the colors signify CSU. So forever, when you wear a hood, that's from the right place. It will be yellow and green, and then the gray is for veterinary medicine. So that's what all that means. Boy, you could probably now get a master's degree in archaeological dress after this evening. So while this colorful flourish may have outlasted its utility, it is a meaningful rite of passage, as we've noted, for all who are hooded tonight. And as kind of paraphrasing what Dr. Mason said, it is reserved for individuals attaining the highest academic degrees and denotes the highest level of scholarly and professional achievement. Highest level. So it's not like intermediate, it is absolutely the highest degree that anybody can attain. So it is incredibly powerful. And there are very few activities that mean more to me than accompanying a graduate to don their hood because of that reason. And I hope you've all felt the magic and the joy that accompanied us tonight. So one other thing I'll just acknowledge about this ceremony, it's really, really long. And we all need to assemble bright and early tomorrow. Deb says 7 a.m. at Moby Arena. Yeah. And so I'm going to end right in a minute here. I will have some words of wisdom for you tomorrow, and I'll argue that the veterinary degree is the most consequential academic degree that exists. So you can be rightly proud of your achievements for kind of societal reasons. So, and now I am going to read the highlighted area that I seem to have missed at the beginning. Will the audience please quietly stand and remain standing until all faculty and students have left the ballroom, and that will start our recessional. Thank you, everybody.